Hola hermanas, bienvenidas a ¿Quién es la más? Mi nombre es Gigi.
And I'm Braulio. And before we start, remember to subscribe and rate the podcast. Please tell your friends about the show as it helps us immensely to get the word out. We appreciate all the support.
Thank you so much. And today we are recapping La Más Draga Season 6, first and second episode, because we're a little behind, but we're recapping both in one podcast episode. Hopefully you guys are excited to listen to us again. We've been gone for how long? Maybe like a year?
I was thinking like 10 years.
10 years, it feels like. The last time we recapped was, I think, All Stars, right? Of RuPaul's Drag Race, the All Star 7.
No, I think it was La Más Draga 5, no?
I don't know. Whichever came
Yeah,
first.
I don't think we did Drag Race recently.
We did the winter season, remember? And then, yeah, after that came the Mazaraga 5. I
Oh.
think.
Yeah, that winter season kind of killed me because there was like no, it was just so like scripted.
Yeah, it was not very competitive. Just like this is about, I mean, just like these lip syncs on this show, it's crazy. But we'll get into that on episode 2 because I have some thoughts on that. But yeah, let's get right into this because we have 2 episodes to cover. And like I said, this is a brand new season, so you can go check it out on YouTube. It's free to watch. You can go
With
back and
subtitles now, English subtitles.
yeah, I know, yeah, that's really really cool for all the gringos out there. And yeah, you can go and watch all the episodes from the past seasons and get caught up. Which I don't know if you really have to catch up with this. It's kind of like Drag Race, where you can watch a whole season, just enjoy it for what it is. All right, so the first episode, we get introduced to all the queens that are on this season. We have no returning queens, it's all new queens. I'm just going to go down by the order that they appeared on the screen. And so we have Aries, Catriona, Ankh. These names are kind of weird because sometimes they're like, they say them in English and sometimes they say them in Spanish. So the pronunciation kind of like trips me out. But anyways, next is Juana Guadalupe. We have Miss Peaches. We have Ariel. La Kylie's. Braulio's on this season. Congratulations.
Thank you. I was waiting for my moment.
Exactly. You got on before me. You don't even do drag. Oh my gosh.
In reality, I'm actually Braulio #1, not 8,000. So I'm the original.
Yeah, this is Braulio 8000, the late model. And then we
Yes.
have just Kelly. Literally, her name is just Kelly. Then we have Dimitria, Chantel, Purga, Alexis Mugler. And lastly, we have Electra Walpurgis. So those are all the queens. We're going to go more into detail on the runway, like where they're from and all that. But for right now, this is all the queens that were introduced to this season. And let's get into the mini challenge, I guess. Johnny Carmona comes in, introduces the challenge, and actually introduces Alexis 3XL, which is a new kind of mentor. How did you feel about seeing her back?
I thought it was cool. I think it's always interesting when they bring someone who's already like part of the show, like part of the family, versus just bringing some outsiders, random outsiders every season. I still don't understand why Johnny can't do that role. Like, just keep going through that. I mean, maybe he's busy, or I don't know, but at this point, it seems like that's the way that they're gonna do it, right? Like, they're gonna have someone come in and actually walk through the mini challenges. But yeah, I think it's fun to have Alexis back.
I think it's fun to see her back too. Somebody that's doing drag and presenting the show. I don't think I don't get why, like you said, like why Johnny can't do it himself.
Hmm.
Why is he even there? Why are they paying him? Why not just get rid of one? I don't get it. Like it just seems like
Yeah, because he just comes in for a second and then he's out. And he's not even in the judging panel anymore or nothing
I
like
know.
that.
Remember when
So,
he used to be part of the judging
hmm,
panel? He used to be the mentor. He used to be
hmm.
everything. And I think since that one season where he kind of gave everybody like the wrong vibes because he was just so triggered about some stupid thing that I think was stupid. And a lot of people agree because obviously he got demoted and if you see the
I'm
comments
not
for that,
I'm not sure what you are talking about though. What?
remember there was this one season, I don't know if it was the whole season, but this one instance where one of the queens did uh, reference to La India Maria,
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
and he was saying how he thinks it's so offensive,
Uh,
and everybody on the panel was like, "No, you're wrong. Like this is part of our history. This is somebody who's really a face for Mexico, like comedians and in Mexico, and really kind of inspired a lot of people, and was not making fun of anybody." Um, so I think after that, I feel like that's when his downfall. Anyways, yeah, Alexis is back. She's really, really cool to have back on our screen. She was the winner of season 2. So there we go. If you want to go watch that, go ahead. And the mini challenge is a photo shoot where they're gonna be, um, I guess they're in midair, like hanging from two wires, and they have to pose for the camera and get the best picture. And that's pretty much the mini challenge. It's kind of like a drag race mini challenge. But
mm-hmm.
I think they were told that they were going to do this just because, well, obviously they were told the mini challenge, but you know how they got there and it was kind of like a surprise that they were going to be in midair.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they were told them something because a lot of them had flowy fabric, and I feel like that that to me was like, oh, they knew that they were going to deal with some kind of flowy air or midair something. Um,
I also noticed well, maybe I'm wrong, but I swear like one thing they gave them 30 minutes to get ready, right?
yeah.
But then when they actually go to do the shoot, they seemed a lot more prepped. So I
Yeah, they
think,
did. Their faces were
right?
like fully done. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, there's something happened. It was probably a completely different day, and they just edited it together.
Yeah, I think because I think they wanted to kind of do like a full drag run, photo shoot, but obviously they don't come in drag. Like if you watch the episode, they always come in as their out of drag persona, right?
Hmm.
They're they're not really in drag in any season when they first appear. So I think they didn't want him to look busted, right? They wanted the photos to come out looking nice. So I
Yeah,
think they had to give him more time. I don't think that was 30 minutes.
yeah. And then they kept doing this thing where, so somewhere like towards the end, apparently they had 1 minute as well to get a good shot, and then towards the end of that 1 minute, they would fly them like up there,
Yeah.
higher, and then they took a few pictures up there, and then they would just drop them like really quickly. That seems really unsafe. That was crazy, dude. I was like, why are you doing this to your cast?
Yeah, you would think they want to do the opposite, keep him safe.
Yeah.
I guess they wanted some kind of reaction.
I,
The it wasn't enough for them to be flung, you know, in the midair.
yeah. Yeah. And they probably had them sign like release forms or whatever, so
Oh yeah,
that
they
they
had
if
to,
something happened to them, then they wouldn't be liable.
for
So I guess
sure.
that gives them a the opportunity to treat them however they want.
Yeah, I mean, you sign your life away, and then they get to treat you however they want. Exactly.
Yeah.
The thing that they did reveal that was kind of shocking was that if you lose this mini challenge, I don't think they said it sounded to me like they meant every single mini challenge, but
Yeah,
obviously
that's what it
it's not,
sounded like.
right? Yes. So they're gonna go into the lip sync if they lose, and
Hmm.
the loser. Did they even mention the loser? Wasn't it
Yeah, it was Ankh.
Onk Onk? Remember? You
No,
remember that from Drag Race? Onk Onk.
no.
Okay. So there was a queen on season 10 came out with, you know what an Ankh is, right?
Yes.
So she came out with a headpiece as an Ankh, or an Ankh as a
Uh,
headpiece. And RuPaul was like, Ankh, Ankh. And it was just like that's the thing.
do you think this is where Ankh's name comes from?
Oh, no, I don't. I hope not. I hope not.
It's a reference.
Yeah. So this mini challenge was just kind of all over the place. There's nothing really exciting about it. But like you said, we get a winner and a loser. On goes straight to the lip sync, so that sucks.
That sucks. I think that sucks. But
Especially after
I,
a photo, like you don't really have
yeah,
control or
exactly.
the
And the
photo.
way they, yeah, and the way they, that these mini challenges are, they're kind of silly and, at least so far. So it's kind of hard to like have control over if you're at the bottom or not.
Yeah, it's just pretty much. I think the photographer, was the one that chose the best
Yeah,
photo.
he did.
So it was all up to him, whatever he wanted to do, and he picked the winner and the loser. So there we go. He's a more of a judge than Joni. He has more power.
Yeah.
Um, so the runway is going to be La Más Monumental, which is they have to choose a monument in Mexico. I believe it's just in Mexico.
Hmm.
Could be wrong, but I think it's just a
Yes.
Mexican monument, and present an outfit that they brought, and yeah, they'll be judged on that. That's the runway theme, and we go into the camerino where they're all getting ready, and already some drama starts, which is more drama than we had, I think, last season. Last season, it was just very chill. But this season, I think they either are showing more of it or the girls are just a little bit more catty. But
Yeah.
the main, I would say the main drama was between Alexis Mugler and Ankh, which was something that happened.
But just like we'll discuss for this second episode, Ariel is the one who starts it. Like they're not even discussing it between Ankh and Alexis, and Ariel is the one who brings it up and starts stirring things between them.
Yeah, I think she brings it up, like you said, she brings it up first. And the thing that happened, if you watch the episode, you'll see what happened. But if you didn't, um,
Let me tell you.
let me tell you how petty these people are. So what had happened was, I think it was Ankh who was in front when they were doing the mini challenge.
No,
They
Alexis was in front.
Alexis was in front. Okay, so
Yeah.
Alexis was in front, and Ankh was
Well,
kind
they were
of right
like, so
behind
they
her.
were in a lineup, right, left to right, and side by side, each queen. But Alexis was like maybe like a foot in front of Ankh and was kind of blocking her. I don't know if they were taking a picture or why it was so important for her to be in the front, but I think Ankh asks her to step back, right? Like, because she's blocking her, and then um, Alexis says something, or she she doesn't do it and says something rudely to her, or kind of, I don't know, but um, do you remember what exactly went on there?
I mean, it was something, I don't specifically remember the words that she said, but it was something like dismissive, like, "Well, I don't care," or it's not my problem, something in that
Hmm.
vein.
Hmm.
And so Alexis got, or Ankh got in front of
Ankh.
her,
Yeah, yeah. So she got in front of her anyway.
Yeah. So,
And
and
then
they
the first the first no vine a ser amigas of the season, like I'm not here to make friends, comes out of Ank's mouth during this discussion or fight, whatever you want to call it.
yeah, she really didn't because she already got eliminated. um but yeah, that was the main drama. It was kind of dumb, but it was kind of like the thing that I appreciate is that they had the camera rolling and they showed us, because a lot of this stuff that usually they come out with, they're like, oh, she said that. It's never on
True.
camera. It's always like something that
True.
said was said behind, and that's why I don't care about it. I'm like, why are you bringing this up? Like,
Hmm.
we don't have anything to prove either one right or wrong, and this was caught in camera, so that's why I was like, okay, cool. And then the other drama that came up was just stuff about wigs, that something happened outside this competition, which I don't care to talk about because we don't have no reference for it. But yeah, it was just a
Just short, long story short, is that apparently Purga is outed as a roba pelucas, like she was stealing wigs or something. Yeah.
and not in the good way. She was not snatching good wigs in the good way.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so let's go into the main challenge. It's La Más Monumental, and the first one up on the runway is Alexis Mugler, and she is from. Let me see on my notes. She is from Tamaulipas. Is that right?
Tamaulipas. Yeah.
Tamaulipas. Tamaulipas. There you go. Tamaulipas. And she describes her drag as camp, but also like hell inspired. And I don't know if I see that in this look. This look was referencing El Papa, correct?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah. What did you
Yeah,
think of
it's
this?
el monumento al Papa. Um, I thought, well, firstly, like the challenge idea is pretty cool, I think, because it gives them kind of a liberty to do whatever they want and kind of pick any random thing like monument that they kind of connect to.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a good option for them. So I mean, I think it's just like when they go too much into, I guess, social commentary, sometimes it's a little too much for me. Like, they just got to do it in the right way. Like, I feel like there's a time and a place for it. But yeah, I don't know what to think of her.
So if you don't know what El Papa means, is the Pope. It's a statue of the Pope.
Yeah.
Obviously, Mexico is very Catholic, so she picked this. And I'm just gonna say this: if your drag involves reading, I'm not gonna read it. I'm over it.
Because I don't know how to read. I never.
Reading is not fundamental,
Yeah.
and I never learned how. So I'm giving up on reading anybody's drag. Okay. So
yeah, I just think there's better ways. Like, you can tell a story by your actual by the actual look, the construction. Yeah, like what you're saying, like having words represent and clearing up the message. Like, I get it. I and it's an important message, but I think there's better ways of communicating it.
So I think the first look was, I mean, it looks exactly like the statue to me. So that's pretty cool. She did a good job. It's just pretty much a recreation though, which I would have liked to incorporate like a little bit more of her drag into it. And then she just rips it off and wears some green mess, and it just looks awful. I don't like it at all.
Yeah, the green one.
Yeah, it's just lime green with a lime green wig, and it's just so random.
And
doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and so she's a queen that has a signature makeup. So I think we're just gonna be seeing the same type of cake face on, which it's it's a style that I've seen on other queens, but it's not. It's just not my taste to my taste.
It's something that you have to really stylize to make it look good because remember Papelito, paper cut,
Yeah, yeah.
like he does a really good job at
And like
kind of
Gottmik does.
yeah,
Yeah.
Gottmik, Memo Reiri, like they all have this style and they make it look good. And this is just like a random. It just doesn't all go together. So it's a boot. The next one up is Ankh, and Ankh is doing. What is Ankh doing? Oh, she's doing El Pirámide.
La pirámide.
You say it.
Tenochtitlan.
Tenochtitlan.
And also the Catedral de Ciudad Mexico.
So 2 and 1 did a reveal. To me, I didn't like the structure. I like the references and I liked elements of it. Like I like the headpiece and from the waist up. I just didn't like the skirt. I thought it looked too stiff, and she was a little bit tripping on it. And it was just, I don't know if it's too literal for me.
I think if she would have focused on one of them, she could have pulled it off better. As is, like, it just, for example, like you could tell that she was going to take one off just because of the fit of the first look. And I think, just get your point across with one and done.
Yes, I agree. All right, let's move on to the next one. The next queen up is Aries, and she is doing Guerrero Chimali. What did you think of this look?
I thought this was probably my favorite one. I was really impressed by her being able to carry that gigantic, I guess, a hat the whole time. And it's a pretty cool recreation or interpretation of the actual monument. I love that the whole thing is red, but you can still see the details because she used like different textures and sequins, and I thought this was really cool.
I thought so too. It was really graphic, really cool, super different from everybody. And just before I forget, Ankh is from Argentina, so we have our first Argentinian, and then Aries comes from Michoacan. And so, anyways, back to the look. It looks something like out of a video game. It looks like some kind of like evil character. I wasn't aware of this monument, but now looking at it, I can see the inspiration like straight from, like, I can see like clearly like where it came from. And so I think it was really cool. I think it was one of my favorites for sure. Like it was just super, super different. And all right, so let's move on to the next queen. And that is going to be Braulio 8000. What did you think of Braulio?
Where is Braulio from?
Oh, Braulio comes from... It's you. Where you come from? Braulio's from Cuernavaca.
And he's doing the Monumento a la Madre.
Yes.
Which, if you compare it side by side with the actual monument, I think some of the idea gets across, but it's definitely a more decayed mother and son or daughter, whatever. So it's kind of scary, which I think it's part of the goal here with Braulio, and I don't know that it's my aesthetic per se, especially not for a show like this. But I do like that that the show has a different or someone who has a different interpretation of drag within the actual show.
I get that. Just like we've had different styles of drag. Like remember what was the witch one? She was very skinny. What was her name? I forgot. She was like in season 3, and everybody used to make fun of her because she was like the older one. You don't remember?
I do. I just don't remember names.
Okay, well, that was like kind of this style of drag, except I think Braulio really describes their drag as like grotesque and horror. So automatically I was like, I'm not gonna like this type of drag. It's not my type of drag. I don't like it. I don't like to see it really. And like you said, the inspiration, I mean, it's barely theirs. I mean, she's holding a baby sort of, and that's pretty much it. It's very one tone. I feel like there's no fun to this. It just looks like, I don't know, it just doesn't inspire me in any way. It just looks like too serious in a way.
I think where a lot of the drag in La Más Draga like crosses into the costume, and this is a costume, and I think it would work really well like in a movie or TV show or something, but like on a runway it's kind of strange. And it's not even because it's a horror thing. Like there's other ones, other looks, either upcoming or for the next episode, I can't remember, where I thought the same thing. Like it's just too costumey, and I don't know. To me, it shouldn't be on a runway. I'm not saying that they should be kicked out or anything. It's just different.
It's different to. It's so out of the left that you can't really compare it to the rest. Like True, you can't really say, oh, well, you did better than this person, because it's so different. Like there's no way to judge.
Yeah. Also, hearing my name over and over throughout the episode, I was looking left and right. Who's calling me?
Hopefully it's not this monster, because that is scary. I don't like the fact that it's not cool. It just doesn't mean you can make something horror and make it like look kind of cool, kind of interesting. This just looks like weird with a wig on. It's so weird. Why does it have a wig on? Like, no.
I think it's cool. I do think it's cool. It's just not really what I'm looking for.
Okay.
And more power to Braulio.
All right, the next one is Catriona, and she comes from Michoacán, and she is doing El Monumento a la Patria. And this to me was so cool. I thought it was my favorite, I think, because it was fashion, but still stayed true to the inspiration. I just didn't like the pride flag on top of her head. That was the only thing. I thought it cheapened the look. But everything else was so beautiful, like the color, the makeup, the hair.
What do you have against the pride flag?
It just didn't need it. It didn't need it. It took
the
me out
actual
of
statue has a flag too.
Well, put that flag.
It's the Mexican flag.
It's just like, yeah, Mexican flag makes sense, but this pride flag that is just kind of like, doo-doo-doo. We get it. We get it. You're all in the LGBT. Like, just, you don't need to put like something that
maybe you should put both flags.
Whatever. Maybe no flag. I just don't like the flag on top of it. Maybe I think for the costume or for the dress, I would not even put a flag, to be honest. Even if it had the flag, I just wouldn't put it. It just doesn't look to me like it was like it went. Maybe just hold it. I just didn't like it on top of the hat. But everything else looks so cool. I love the design, like everything. To me, it's just like one of my favorites.
I like it a lot too. I think she should have chosen a different material because, as is to me, it looks like a quilt. It's just I don't know. It looks like a cheap material that the whole look is made out of. Which maybe she was trying to make it look chunky because like the monument is kind of made out of I'm assuming some sort of bloque and so yeah, I mean it was mimicking that, but I think if she chose a different material could have looked better. But from a distance, I think it looks really cool. Just the coloring and the details that went into it. And I don't mind the pride flag.
All right, the next one up is Dimitria, and she comes from Venezuela. We have a a person from Venezuela. And she is doing La Biblioteca Central de la UNAM. So it's like a library, right? For those who don't speak Spanish, it's a library. Yeah.
For those who don't read.
For those who don't read.
For those who don't know what a book is.
I doubt she's been to libraries. I'm just, I don't know. But what did you think?
No, I didn't think because I didn't like it. It's too literal. Like she's literally wearing boxes around her hips and on her head. Yeah, no, she could have gone the route of the last one, Catriona, and I think it would have looked much better. As is, it's just it's too literal for me. Again, it costumey.
Yeah, it's very like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put a book on my head and that's gonna be it, and wear a book, or like literally, because the monument looks like a rectangle. It's like a big rectangle with some kind of carvings on it, like almost like hieroglyphic, and that's pretty much what's on her body. She just like put it on her body and put a catsuit on and walked down. There was no kind of implementing it into her drag. It was just kind of like, oh yeah, I'll put this thing on top and I'm done. So for that reason, yeah, I don't like it either. I think her makeup looks good. I mean, if this was another runway without the box, I think she would look, if she was going to a show or something, like she would look good. She looks really pretty, but for the challenge, yeah, it's not very inspiring. The next one up is Electra Walpurgis. That's such a weird last name. And she comes from Veracruz, and she is doing, I believe, 2 monuments. El Monumento a Colón and Indios Verdes. And
the second one was much better, I think.
For sure, I agree. I would not know what the first one was. I thought it was a nun, to be honest.
Yeah, I did too. I thought it was the Nun 3.
The Nun 3. And she, to be fair, she describes her drag as alien and conceptual. And I get that with the second outfit. I just didn't think she needed the first one. But I like the second one. I really like the second one. I think it's very, like she said, conceptual, very alien. I don't see the picture of where is the Indios Verdes? I don't know. I don't have the picture of that, but I'll look it up. Anyways, what did you think of this look?
I liked it. I liked it quite a lot, actually. Definitely, like if you look at the monument of the Indios Verdes, it's a lot less detailed, and so I like that she put a lot into the other look, because she could have easily been like, okay, let me just recreate that and done.
Okay, instead, I see. I looked it up. Okay, yeah.
Instead, yeah, I think she worked hard for it, and I like together with. I can't tell that what the first look is supposed to be or the doll that she's dragging around. I can't tell, but um, knowing what the inspiration was, then I like the idea, the whole idea, because it's like the Indios killing the colonizers. So overall, I think it makes sense. I do think she had to explain it a little, but once you know the idea, it's a cool idea.
All right, let's move on to Ariel. And Ariel comes from, let me see, Ariel is from Puerto Vallarta, and she is doing La Minerva. What did you think of Ariel?
I didn't like this one. I think if you look at the like the statue, you can clearly see the inspiration, right? But I think maybe she could have gone a little bit more conceptual and like with the makeup, because I think the makeup just it makes her look just like it doesn't go with the actual suit. Like the suit, the coloring is kind of recreating the what would you call it? I was gonna say wear and tear, I guess, of or the weathered look of the a statue, and then you get to her face and it just doesn't fit that at all. It looks like she's wearing an armor, an old armor for some reason. Ya no le va a servir, like it's not gonna work, or it's not gonna do much in battle because it's gonna break. But yeah, like you can see the inspiration, but I think she could have pushed her makeup skills a little further, or the concept.
So I like I like the idea of it. I like the whole silhouette. Like it's a cool silhouette, like the wings coming out, and like it looks cool as an idea. I just think it could have been executed better. It doesn't look as polished as it could be, but I do agree that if you're gonna have your, this beaten up armor, your makeup has to look beaten up, your body has to look beaten up, your dress has to look beaten up. Like it has to all go together. You can't just look pretty and then wear this like you were just in battle. Like that doesn't make much sense for the whole concept. But I think if it was just polished a little, it would be like, I think would be one of my favorites, just because of the whole just the volume of it. Like it looks cool. Like it looks really cool. But yeah, I agree with the details. I think it could have been better. The next one is Miss Kelly, and Miss Kelly is from Veracruz. So we have another person from Veracruz, and she is doing El Ángel de la Independencia, the Angel of Independence. This to me was cool. I got the reference, I think, right away, because I've seen this. I think this is one of the only monuments that I kind of was.
I know what gave it away. The tits.
Well, exactly. Just when I saw them tits, I was like, this has to be that angel. I do prefer the monument better. I just think it's too busy. To my liking, it's too busy for me. But I think it's a cool costume. It's just a bit busy for me. Like
costume, you said it. Costume.
Yeah,
that's the only part that I don't like about it. But I think for what it is, it's great. Like it's dragged up. You can clearly see it's a gold. The statue is gold, so her whole look is gold. And she looks amazing. Again, the tits match the statue. I
You mean
really
the
like
statue match the tits?
yeah. Um, they like it's a really good look, and I think it's just the costumey part that I don't like. Um, but the interpretation is there. Like I think for the challenge, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So the next one is La Kylie's. Kind of similar names. La Kylie's.
I think there's a lot of similar names and similar spellings and stuff. Like,
Yeah, they're running out of ideas for names in Mexico. La Kylie's is from Monterrey, and she is doing La Diana Cazadora. What did you think of La Kylie's?
uh, from the head up, I like, like the neck up. I love how the hell did she get that hair to do that?
True.
But I mean, the statue doesn't have that hair, so I don't even know where that idea came from. Um, like she looks great, obviously. But well, I guess you couldn't do a nude because the statue is nude. And then we would be complaining that it's too literal as well.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's not dragged up, which it's a hard monument to kind of interpret in a drag setting. So it's probably where she went wrong is in her choice of statue. Who sabotaged her? Who gave her that?
I think she picked it herself, honestly. But I do think the reference was very uninspiring. I don't know why she would go for that. The only thing that can make me think is she wants to show her body off, which, okay, that's cool, but it's not really interesting, especially when you compare to the others. If this was going to be, I feel like if you're going to do this simple, like you have to do it in a way where you're probably going to have to paint your whole body a certain color, something that just takes it to that other level, not just wear like a little panty and a bra and be like, yeah, I'm this statue and that's it. Like you need to go that extra mile for a simple look to read. And I don't think she achieved it. I mean, does she look good? Yes, her body looks good. The lipo looks good. I'm just kidding. I don't know if she has lipo. But it looks good. But it's not anything that you're gonna remember, honestly. It's just very bland. The next person on the runway is Miss Peaches. Such a weird name. Miss Peaches, and she is from Puerto Vallarta, and she is doing el mural de playas de Tijuana. This was also, I believe this is the one that didn't get her dress made.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Did she say what the original intention was? I don't think I caught that.
No.
She did.
I don't think so, but so she got stuck with the designer who didn't make her dress. Yeah. So she wore on the runway just a white face. It's so bad. This look is so bad. She has a white face, brown wig, and a black bodysuit, and that was her presentation. I feel bad for her, but this was at least serve a good look. Like, girl, what are you doing? This is so bad.
I can sort of see where some of the details came from the mural, but
because it's dirty.
No, because of the colors. The colors of the mural, they're all black and white, and then it's a mural where you gotta look at it from a certain angle. So you see the stripes on like the dress. You got to look at it from a certain. Well, the dress doesn't have that concept, but for the mural, you got to look at it from a certain angle, and otherwise, it doesn't look complete. Um, but yeah, it's not a good look, and I mean she has an excuse, and I guess it's valid, but ultimately, it doesn't look good. So
Yeah, no. I think she could at least serve a good look. Like, don't just go out there and do the least, in my opinion. But whatever. It's not an elimination episode, so she knows that, and I don't think
and we know that, we expect
and we know that. Yeah.
Every first episode, no one gets elimination.
The next one up is Purga, and Purga comes from Puebla, and she is doing another I was gonna say Bible, another
library,
another biblioteca palafoxina, and pretty much the same look that the other library person did. It was so weird.
Yeah, it's just a different material, but still doesn't look good. I don't know why they went so literal with it again. Like, yeah, this was the skirt is that shape of the skirt is not flattering for anyone. They need to stop doing that.
Yeah, I don't think they thought much about this look because it was a mess. The hair is a mess. The concept is bad. I don't see any vision behind it. I don't know about Purga's drag. I don't even know how long. I would be surprised if she's been doing drag for more than 2 years because it just doesn't look. It looks like something that somebody like just starting out would do, but I could be wrong. Anyways, the next person on the runway is Chantel, the person that they forgot to put a name on for this episode. And she's doing Fuente de Neptuno. And I liked this look a lot. I thought it was very draggy, but still, even though I hadn't seen the actual monument, I was like, okay, I bet you it's like some kind of like, like a Nept, like Ariel's father or something. That's where I go to.
Your reference.
That was my reference for the
which
staff.
Ariel?
That's the question. And then it was draggy. It was fun. It flowed really well on the runway. And I don't know if maybe the color could have been different just to match the monument better. But I think it was a good look for this challenge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you immediately get the aquamarine. I was gonna say you immediately get like the water and what did you say, Neptune kind of reference and in the details of the look. So I think it was a good interpretation. I would have liked her to do one of the seahorses in the statue or the monument. That would have been kind of cool, I think.
Yeah, maybe have like Veneno and Toxico come out like that or something.
What are you calling a horse face?
No, not like that. But anyways, the next one is Juana. She's the last one. Juana Guadalupe. And she comes from... Where is Juana?
Speaking of horses, she's doing horses.
Yeah, speaking of horses. She comes from Jalisco. And she is doing La Estampida. And it's a bunch of horses. The monument is like literally just a bunch of horses. And that's...
Yeah.
Such a hard one to do. That's so hard to do this, I think.
I mean, yeah. I think she had the right idea. And ultimately, like, I like that there are ideas there. And it's not bland, per se. But it's also, like, it's not very pretty. And I think there could have been a way to interpret it to where maybe less horses and it and placed in more a more thoughtful way throughout the dress, and I think it could have been. It's just the interpretation is off, but you can definitely see the reference.
Yeah, obviously there's a bunch of horses on it. Like you can see the reference, but yeah, it's just not pretty. It's not nice. I don't want to look at it. Like it's not something that I'm like, ooh, this is so cool. I think it took her a lot of work. Obviously, it looks like I think she makes all her outfits too. So obviously it was super labor intensive because it does not look easy, and it's not just like a simple dress. There's a lot that goes into it. I just think the aesthetic was not there. It was just not one of my favorite things to look at, but I could appreciate the work behind it. To me, like when you do something so conceptual and then you just put a wig on top, I don't know. It feels like an afterthought. It feels like, oh, I made this whole thing, and then I'm just gonna make it a little drag, so I'm gonna put my wig on. And if maybe she would have worn some kind of what are those? It's not a stable. What is the thing that they put in their mouth? Like the horses.
You want her to shut up?
I think that would have been cool. Like just make it a little bit more referential. I don't know. I guess it's just the difference of styles and but whatever. It's fine. All right, that was the last one, and we find out obviously that nobody goes home.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's already a given for any La Más Draga first episodes.
Yeah, they get to the point of making this whole drama of, ooh, we're gonna do a lip sync, and they pick the bottoms and everything. The winner of the episode was Kelly, and then the ones who go to the lip sync are Ankh and Miss Peaches, and Ankh was the one that we were mentioning automatically because of the mini challenge. Was at the bottom. And then what's her name? Susana Zabaleta is there as a guest judge. So then she just, when they were about to lip sync, she just stops it and she says, "I declare that no one's gonna go home." So then no one goes home.
I didn't agree with Kelly winning. I thought it was a good look, but it wasn't my favorite personally. I thought they were just so enamored, and I was like, okay, it's fine, but I
Yeah,
liked
I would
the
have. Mm-hmm.
no, I liked I think Catriona. I think that was my favorite.
I
The one
like
with the white,
Aries.
the one with the red.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one was really cool too. Like I can't believe those two were not even, I don't know,
Exactly.
in the running. It was so weird.
Yeah, and I have issues on their judging for the next episode too.
So yeah, that was the episode. We're gonna take a quick break and come back with episode 2. All right, we'll see you in a few
In another
seconds.
10 years. We're back.
We're back with episode 2.
Wait, has it been 10 years already?
Just about, just about, yeah, 10 years.
I feel
La
it.
Más Draga season 6, episode 2. And this episode is La Más Frida, which is she is a very famous Mexican painter, I believe. Maybe she did other stuff, other forms of art, but I think she's mainly known for her paintings. And so they have to represent a look based on Frida Kahlo. That's the main challenge. The mini challenge is really weird. It's almost like a main challenge because the winner is going to receive immunity. So
Mm-hmm.
it counts a lot. Like this is important.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, we don't really see them judging this. It's kind of just presented later on. So it's a
Yeah.
weird, it's so weird. It's like, does it even matter? Like, how are we judging this? Like, who's deciding?
Hmm.
But anyways, the challenge is, first of all, they have to split into three teams of five. The team captains are Kelly, La Kylie's, and Electra, and those are all chosen. Well, Kylie's and Electra are chosen by Kelly because Kelly won the last episode, so she got to choose
Hmm.
the team captains. And
Hmm.
they all divide into, I don't know exactly who's in each team, to be honest, and I don't think it really that matters that much. But they're the team captains, and um, their challenge is to do a skit based on a reality show. I mean, here they call it Ricas, what is it? Draga, Famosa y Pardon?
Borlotinas.
Borlotinas. There you go.
Yeah. And it's
And it's,
parodying another show called Rica Famosa y Latina, which is like the Real Housewives, um, I guess of Mexico. I'm
yeah,
assuming.
yeah, Real Housewives. So they have to like act out certain scenes. I don't even think they're. I don't know how they came up with these scenes because I know they got their characters and they split their characters in between each of them. Like they all kind of chose their own characters. But I don't
Yes.
know if the scenes were written for them. I know they had titles for each, but I don't
Yeah.
know if these were scenes that were already written or they came up with it. But they
It
were all a
seemed
mess.
it seemed kind of improvised in places. Like
Oh,
everyone got
for
their
sure.
roles, and then they told them, okay, so this is the setting, and then just go with it. The rest was improvised. So that's why some of the queens got like left out in certain scenes, and they didn't really stand out because of that. Especially if they were in teams where um, other other queens are more uh, rambunctious, or like they take the attention most of the time.
There was so much to look at, and it was so crazy. It was confusing. I did not know what the storylines were. I It was just a bunch of people threatening each other and cursing each other
Yeah,
out. It
yeah,
was all fights,
yeah.
um, throwing food at each other. There was nothing
Definitely
really.
over the top. Yeah, there was no
Yes,
like. I mean, I'm assuming that's not what happens on the Rica Famosa and Latina show.
I hope it is, but it's just so crazy. And the thing that I hate about not the queens themselves, but the way some people perceive, like, let me be funny, is they paint themselves so crazy
Oh yeah.
and it's so distracting. Like, that's what people think it's fun. Like, to me, that's somebody who doesn't really know comedy. Like, they'll just paint themselves to look crazy.
It's like their acting as well. Like they go so over the top with the the acting as well as their makeup that they apparently that's what they think is funny.
Exactly. And it's not even funny. It's so distracting. It's so like derivative. Is that a word? What is that word that Madonna used? Is
Reductive.
reductive. It's so reductive.
I have
It's
it. I have that tattooed on me.
just to remind yourself of who you are.
Yes. Yes.
Um, and that's like, how when pretty people, they're like, I'm gonna be funny, and they just paint themselves like looking crazy, but
Yeah.
they're not funny. It's just because
Yeah.
they're like, oh, like this is so funny. No, it's not funny. You're just looking crazy. Anyways, they were all like
I
that.
yeah. I will say I did have some like standouts, and I do think so. Kelly's team does end up being the winner, but they don't announce it in the beginning. They announce it until the end of the episode. And I do think theirs was the best. I think overall, each the queens in that team understood their characters, or like gra- grasped onto their characters a lot better than some of the other ones who in the other teams, where they were just kind of acting as themselves instead of creating something. Um, and so yeah, I think for that reason they stood out more. Um, and then, like I said, some of the others, there were some queens like Kylie's. Even though she was the team leader, she got lost in their scene. Um, I think the best one from her team was Alexi's to me, and it always came down to me like the way they understood their character, as shallow as the characters were. But I think they Alexis knew how to play it up.
They were just playing the same character, in my opinion. They were all the same character.
Yeah,
Like
I
there
can
was no
see that.
difference between any of
Yeah.
them, except for the only one that I thought was a standout, and it was in the last team, Kylie's or Kelly's team, is Arias. She was playing the drunk, and
Oh
that was
yeah.
the only one that stood out because it was so different from the other ones.
Yeah. I mean, it was one note, but I think for a scene like this, that's kind of what you have to do.
Yeah, and she played it. It wasn't funny, but she played it different, and it was so distinctive that to me that's why it stood out. So, and that scene did seem like it had more of a structure to it, like more of a
Mm-hmm.
storyline.
Mm-hmm.
They still ended up fighting, and I mean, they all ended like that. Some of them started like
Mm-hmm.
that, and it wasn't great, but out of the worst, that was the best.
What a compliment.
It was just crap. It was so crap. It was so crap. Like I don't get.
I chuckled at some stuff, I will say. I will not apologize. I liked Electra in that their scene. Um, Obviously, we haven't really gotten to know the queens or how they are, and it just surprised me some of the stuff that she did in her scene. Like not caring what she's gonna look like, and I thought it was cool.
I just remember like past seasons, they would have somebody come in, teach them how to act, like give them pointers,
True.
and it's just gone downhill since from the seasons because now they're just like, here's some characters,
Yeah.
do whatever.
Yeah. I mean, now it seems like, so is this going to be the standard then? Having an actual um, mini reto in the beginning, because the past few seasons there were some episodes where they did have one, and then other episodes they didn't have one.
True, I think it is. I think this the format now. Um, anyways, let's move on. This is like you said, they don't choose anybody until the end. So
Mm-hmm.
we go into in the El Camerino. We get
Mm-hmm.
some stories from the girls. We get Electra and Dimitra have are suffer with some, I believe, some kind of mobility issues, and they can't
Yeah.
really move well. So they talk about that and how they
Mm-hmm.
struggle in drag, and it's just very. I mean, it's sad. I don't. They said that they have a hard time getting in heels and stuff, and to me, like your health is more important. Like, don't if you can't be in heels, don't don't. I don't get when like even
They're doing it for the
everybody's free to
art.
do what they want. Yeah, I mean, to me, like
Yeah.
everybody obviously is free to do what they want. I think health comes first. Even when with a Evie Oddly, I know that if you've watched Drag Race, you know that she has some
Mm-hmm.
condition. I forgot what it's called, but basically her joints are deteriorating, and doing the stunts that she does kind of makes it worse. And I'm to me, it's just like it doesn't make sense why you would do these kinds of things to deteriorate, not intentionally, but you know it's gonna affect your health. Like take care of yourself. Who cares? Like who cares about drag? Like if it's not for
Yeah.
you, it's not for you. Like don't hurt yourself. Um. Anyways, whatever. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. We move on to
Yeah.
Ariel, who calls out Braulio for
Yeah.
being
The
quiet.
shit stir.
Yeah, Ariel once again comes in and takes the spoon and stirs the pot and calls out Braulio for being too quiet. I guess that was her issue with her, right?
Apparently, just because Brado likes to keep to themselves, um, and then they start talking about like, why is that an issue? Why are you like even talking about that? I think Electra jumps in and kind of defends Braulio and um, kind of says like, well, like in Electra's point of view, maybe she was saying that in her situation, sometimes she gets anxiety when in certain social situations, um, to try to paint it that way. Um, so kind of throws it back at Ariel, but she doesn't seem bothered by it.
No, it's just kind of like a little tiff that they have. It's nothing that serious. But the only thing I disagree with, I get that everybody has different personalities. Not everybody has to be the biggest, not everybody has to be loud. I get that. I just don't agree with Braulio
Yeah.
calling it violent. Like he used that word. I'm like, what the hell was violent
Mm.
about somebody trying to get you to dance or something like that? Like she mentioned, like it's violent at
I
behavior.
think
I
it
was
was
like,
more.
what?
I think it's more of the way that they talk to each other, and yeah, I mean, some people are not going to be comfortable with it, but that's um when you see like queens talk to each other in a certain way, and maybe part of that is because Braulio's not that close to them or to any of them, and for whatever reason, like maybe chooses not to, or like Electra said, because of anxiety, whatever it is. So she doesn't feel comfortable kind of talking to anyone in that manner.
I just say choose your words carefully because that is a big reach. That's a big reach. And then was it Electra that confirms it? She's like, it does feel
Yeah.
violent. I'm like, you girls are so sensitive. What the hell is going on? Maybe you didn't mean to use that word, but it's to me, it's just so reaching for something that's not even like they said. Most of them were like, it's just fun. Like, why are you taking it so serious? Like, it's not that serious.
Hmm.
Anyways, let's move on to the actual runway. So the theme again is La Más Frida, and we're gonna start with Alexis Mugler. What you think of Alexis?
Again with her little signs, like I think all the information that these queens are trying to express and get across to the audience, I think it's valid. I just don't know that the way that they're doing it is that great. Like I don't think it's getting that message across. Like it's not starting that conversation that it should be. Um, Taking that out of the equation, I didn't like the look at all. Like I don't know. I mean, they're all references. You can tell like they all have like references to Frida and like things that paintings or clothing that we've seen of her. That you can see the inspiration, but I don't think the look is that great to look at.
No, just because you put a unibrow on does not make it Frida. So the outfit is not giving Frida. Like if I were to look at this, my first thought would not be this is Frida inspired. So it's a no. I don't like it. The next one up is Ankh.
Another one. I didn't really like this either. There's a good concept behind it, I think. Like the whole kind of like tearing apart of the the look and la trenza. I think she's the one that was cutting her trenza off. Um, but it was a little clumsy being on the runway. Like either she didn't rehearse it enough, because she was kind of tripping on certain things, and it took forever for her to cut the trenza and everything. It just wasn't the most um, well rehearsed.
Yeah, I agree. It was a little clumsy. I didn't mind. I mean, I did like the look. Um, I thought it was very. I don't know. I like the juxtaposition with like sort of like the feminine and masculine. Um, and I liked that you can tell that it's Frida inspired. I do think it needed to be a little bit more polished. Like some things looked a little too bulky, like maybe too lumpy, and it didn't look so what's it called? So it didn't look great on her body. Okay, I'm trying to put it nicely. Um, but it was a fine. It was fine. It was nothing that I was blown away by, but it was good. The next one up is Ariel.
She looks great, and I think it would have been easy to do an interpretation of Frida where she's kind of like, I guess, sexy and less clothing, and I don't know how that would have come across. But like this is just like an exact replica of Frida, and like you get it, but nothing more than that. So it definitely wouldn't push you to the top.
No, it's pretty safe. I do like the look though. I think it's pretty. I think it's. If her drag is like beauty, glam, pretty. I don't want to say basic, but just straightforward. I think this is. If she's incorporating her drag, I think it's cool. I think it's successful. It just doesn't stand out. It's not one of the standouts, but it's. I think she did a good job. The next one up is Aries. What did you think of Aries?
It was really cool. Lots of elements in the look to focus on. Not in a not in a distracting way. I thought it was really well put together. I don't know what to think of the crutches that everyone was using, especially when they didn't know how to use them. Like it felt, I don't know, it felt a little like at least learn how to use it if you're going to do um, something like this, because then it can come off as maybe poking fun a little bit. Obviously, we know the intention, we know what the challenge is, so they're not. But if you're going to go to that level, then put some more put some more effort into learning how to walk with the crutches.
Yeah, I kind of agree. If you're gonna play like a disabled person, like actually act like a disabled person,
Exactly,
I guess.
yeah.
You know, not just use it as an accessory, but it's a good look. I did like the different elements. It's not my favorite. I know that she won the category, but to me, I don't know. It's just not my favorite. It's but I do think it's very inspired by Frida. It's very like blended to her drag, so I appreciate that. It's just not my preference. The next one up is Braulio 8000. And this was, I don't even know what she's doing, honestly. Like, if she's gonna do this the whole season, can you just eliminate, like, or just create another category? Because what is this? What am I looking at? Like, what is this?
It's honestly pretty stomach churning. It kind of makes me feel sick looking at it. Taking that out of the equation. Like, I think it's really cool and really conceptual, and I think there's a meaning somewhere in there. I'm just not sure what it is. Because she's kind of like feeding herself to herself, something like that. I don't know. Or she's keeping herself alive. I don't know.
Well, she's killing me with this look. She's not keeping me alive because I hate this look. Like, there's not a lot of looks that I hate. Maybe I don't like some looks, but this I hate. I hate it. I don't like it at all. Like, I don't want to see it. All right, the next one up is Catriona. What did you think of Catriona?
I think similar to Ariel. Like, there was 4 or 5 of them that went too literal with it, too on the nose. There were some details like the cuernos, the horns, or the antlers that kind of separated from the rest of the looks that did like a interpretation of Frida's self-portraits, I guess. So in that way, it did stand out, but it's, again, nothing impressive that's going to take you to the top.
I like this look without the reveal. I thought the reveal was so gimmicky. I hate gimmicky stuff. It's just one of those things that I just don't like in drag unless it's super campy. You either have to make it super campy or super serious. And this was neither. It was in the middle. Like, you had looking like Bambi, looking like Bambi on the runway, but like not even a good Bambi. Like, it was so bad.
Yeah.
The first look was good, but then she took off that thing and she was wearing a one of those costumes that you have half human and then the rest of your body looks like you're wearing like a horse.
Yeah, she was the one doing that.
It was ugly. Like I said, I don't like it unless it's gonna be campy, or you have to either go to 2 extremes. You can't just be in the middle. And it looked like she was carrying half of her body with her. Like, the feet weren't even touching the ground. Like, she was just carrying the whole thing. It looked so awful. She should have just stuck to the first outfit. Yeah. Like, that would have been great.
Like a costume.
Yeah, I don't like it. All right, the next one up is Dimitria.
This is just too much. Like, edit. And because of all the stuff that she put on there, she couldn't even keep the heart on herself. And it fell off, ruining whatever performance she was trying to do. Well, not ruining, but it's just, it didn't come across the way she wanted it to. Yeah, I just think stick to one idea instead of just throwing everything on.
Yeah, I think it's busy. I do appreciate the look, though. I do like it almost looks a little geisha. It gives me that a little bit. And I'm always here for a geisha moment. So I like it. I just don't think it's super... I don't think it does the challenge well. Because if you take away that picture of Frida, I think we'll be confused about what this is. But I like the look. It's just, just editing and maybe just incorporate a little bit more of the Frida in it. So, all right. The next one up is Electra Walpurgis. She's always doing alien stuff. So this time, what is she wearing? Oh, yeah. She's doing a blue alien with crutches. And apparently her wound is flesh. Like regular human flesh. So I don't get that. Why is her flesh like art color, like regular humans, but then the rest of her body's blue? I didn't like this look at all. I thought it was so discombobulated. It was so many different things in one. It was not well, how do you say it? It's not well like put together. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah. I actually really like this. It's probably one of my favorite. I see exactly what you're talking about, though. it is a little busy, but I think everything is executed really well. Um, it might not go together as perfectly as you'd want it to, but I think it's all made well.
The next one up is Juana Guadalupe. This was awful. Again, I didn't like it. I thought it was such a weird. What is this? Like, I don't even know what this is. What kind of dress
Concept.
is this? Yeah, I don't get it. I guess it's kind of the harness that she wears. I don't know if you've seen that picture of Frida where it's a painting. She's kind of wearing like a metal, like, almost like a spine or something that's holding her up. I think that's what this is supposed to be. But the rest of it, it's just, I don't know. I just don't get it. It doesn't look good. Her body doesn't look good. Her makeup looks good, I think. But it's not one of my favorites. No.
I like the idea of the sleeves, but yeah, it's just the rest of the look.
All right, the next one up is Kelly. She brought her whole bed with her, Bed Bath & Beyond, and I hated it.
Beyond
Another gimmick.
Beyond the grave.
It was so gimmicky. Wow. I don't even know how to judge it. Like, how do you judge a bed? Like, what? How am I supposed to judge that against another drag? Like, no. Don't bring a bed. That's dumb. And the look is not even great. It's just a regular, like, falda. And her makeup doesn't look great. So I didn't like it.
Yeah, I think on one hand it's kind of cool that she went for something like that. Such a large prop. But this is what I mean about costumes on this show. Like, why is that just, I don't know if that is that like a regular fixture of Mexican drag maybe, and it's just not translating well with me. Maybe I'm just used to, runways are for like looks, not, like you said, gimmicks that they try to do all the time here.
Yeah, I think it's a La Más Draga thing, because I know you probably didn't watch Mexican Drag Race, but they didn't do that on that show. I think it's La Más Draga. I think they cast people that probably are into that, or they probably do cast people that are more willing to do those sort of things. And that's more of the show, I think, so that's probably why they go so crazy. If you think about the finales where they bring out a whole set, like, it's crazy. They bring out a whole set with them. It's insane. Yeah. But anyways, the next one is La Kylie's Jenner, and she is, what is she wearing? Where is she? Oh, I did I like this look? Yes, I actually did like this look.
This is my favorite.
Yeah, this was really, really, really polished. I thought it was really good.
Agreed. And the judges didn't like it, and I was surprised. And I don't understand why they didn't like it. I think someone mentioned that maybe her makeup was a little too plain, which I see that. But the rest of the look is just over the top and well put together, that maybe some heavy makeup or heavier makeup would not go with it, maybe. I love this. I thought it was really, really clever too.
I think the main thing that they said was that there was no story or anything. I mean, not everything has to have a freaking story. Like, not everything has to be super conceptual. Like, if it's just a cool look, it's a cool look. Like,
yeah, sometimes I just want to look at things, not like think about it.
Yeah, you don't want to read somebody's whole drag. Like, how can you?
Yeah, it's not a book.
It's just so dumb. They're judging. But yeah, I liked it too. I thought it was great. The next
Speaking
one up
of stories.
The story, Purga.
No, Miss Peaches.
Oh yeah, it's Miss Peaches. What did you think about her?
No. So she was too much story. And it still didn't go well with the judges. Yeah, it's just the costume. Like, where is the glamour, or where's the um ingenuity? Where is the drag here? Yeah, not a look. This is not Bambi Part 2.
Mm-mm, nope. Did not like it either. Next one up is Purga. What did you think?
Another one. What was she? I mean, I think she was
This
the
was
deer
Groot. This was
thing. Yeah.
Groot. This was not a deer. This was Groot.
No, Groot was in the judging panel. That was Letal. um, yeah, it looks more like a tree to me than a deer. So the effect was not successful here.
Nope. All right. The next one is Chantel.
Um, which one was Chantel? What is she wearing?
She's wearing that
Uh,
big
yeah,
thing skirt. I don't know what it is.
yeah, another one that did a kind of on the nose thing. Like, her makeup is amazing. Did she do a reveal? I don't remember.
I don't remember either, but I I would think so. She better had it because that's not good. Let me
Pretty
see.
sure she did, but I don't have the picture to it.
Yeah, it was just not that interesting. It was fine. It was just not.
Mm-mm.
It was just safe. So
Yeah, yeah.
all right. So the bottom two are who are the bottom two? I know I wrote it down. And bottom two.
Miss Peaches
Oh
and La
yeah, Miss Peaches
Kailis.
and Ankh, right?
Oh yeah, the bottom three were Miss Peaches, La Kailis, and Ankh. And yeah, the ones who go to the doblaje are Miss Peaches and Ankh.
Yes, and
Not
Arias is the winner.
before, not before. Yeah, Aries is the winner, and then Belinda gives them 5,000 pesos each as well.
Yes, which was cool, and it's cool that they got Belinda. She's freaking huge in Mexico, so that's
Mm-hmm.
that's crazy. So that's like a mainstream pop star, and if you guys are aware of who that is, but yeah, that's a big get for
What I
this
don't
channel.
understand is why they did the whole thing where she did not want to choose who left, because she's on like a The Voice
I know
Mexico show, and I'm sure she does that all the time. So I don't understand why she didn't want to do it here.
she don't want the gays to drag her. She don't want that.
That's probably what it was. um, yeah. So Arias wins, and Kelly's team is the one that won the mini challenge, so they had immunity anyway. The whole team,
Mm-hmm.
and so they do the lip sync, the very terrible lip sync. That's probably my favorite Belinda song, and they did not know the words. Even La Más Draga, they when they put the title of the song on the screen, it was misspelled. La oscuridad, la oscuridad, and yeah, that was a really bad lip sync, and I don't mind at all that they kicked them both out for that lip sync. Like, it's an upbeat song, a very danceable song, and they both just like waved their hands around.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It's not unexpected for these lip syncs. I'm not surprised anymore, honestly. And with Linda there, it was embarrassing, honestly. It was embarrassing.
Exactly.
They should
I
be
was like,
embarrassed.
yeah, yeah. I was like, why now with the person there,
Yeah.
the artist?
She gonna take her money back. Um anything else that
Since
you
they
want to
were
say about this?
eliminated, yeah.
Yeah, anything else you want to say about this episode? Or
Finally, we're getting down to eliminating people. So that's always good, because then that's when I kind of start grasping onto each queen and kind of getting to know them, and they don't blend into each other in my mind. So it's a much needed cut to the cast. I think. I mean, it's sad for them, um, but it's good as a show.
Yeah, I like it too that they eliminated two people right off the bat, so it makes up for that one episode.
Next
So
next episode, someone comes back.
please don't do that. Don't listen to Claudia, please. All right, thank you so much for joining us for these two episodes. This is going to be an extra long episode since it's two episodes that we're recapping. So thank you so much. And I guess you can follow the podcast if you want on social media. We have
Instagram.
Instagram, Quien es la Más, or you can email us if you have any questions or concerns, or don't ask for money. We're not going to give you money. But if you want to just...
We're not rich like Belinda.
We'll not Venmo you or nothing, so don't ask. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Anything else you want to say?
I haven't checked the emails in forever, so I have no idea if it's even active. But yeah, that's available. But no, yeah, I'm excited to see the rest of the season. Let's see how this goes. Maybe finally they won't make us pay for the finale. But we'll see.
All right, and don't rate the podcast. Rate it 5 stars if you like it. If you don't, just don't even bother.
Still rated 5. Please. That's the only thing that matters.
Thank you so much. We will see you next time. Bye.